Привет, меня зовут Diego. Ni hao ma. Namaskar, mera naam Diego hai. Salamat po. Kamusta? Ami Bangla bolte pari na. Du. Du hast. Du hast nicht. Du hast nicht. What's up, guys? Today I'll be looking how 6 different languages sound to a foreigner. In particular, I will look at how these languages sound to a Latino. The languages that I will be looking today are Russian, German, Filipino, Bengali, Hindi, and Mandarin. What I will do is I will listen to the language using Wikitongues, and then I will react to how it sounds to me. Of course, I have heard many of these languages before, but I want to have a fresh, clear perspective to see how they sound today to me. Of course, this is done with all the respect and love in the world. I love all of the languages, and I hope everybody feels welcome and represented in this community. So let's get started. And I'm gonna get started with Russian. Let's listen to it.
Меня зовут Андрей, я русский, живу в Сибири и нахожусь сейчас у себя дома в городе Омске. Сейчас январь 2020 года, утро выходного дня, за окном отличная погода, как вы можете видеть, все покрыто снегом, как и должно быть зимой. Сейчас мои дети спят, я пока записываю это видео, скоро они проснутся, я их покормлю, и мы пойдем на горку кататься с горы по льду и по снегу. Мы это можем делать, потому что у нас настоящая зима. В отличие от Москвы, где в этом году снег еще не выпал, хотя
Alright. So I'm trying to get Boris and Natasha out of my head, all the Russian stereotypes that media sells to you. But to me, Russian sounds like when you go backwards on a record, when you listen to English or Spanish backwards, it's like like the consonants are in an order that they are not supposed to be, and it's like, and also I noticed that this guy barely opens his mouth, like maybe it's too cold in Russia, you gotta save energy, so you gotta protect all that energy. But to be honest with you, it's really hard for me to get rid of the idea of Boris and Natasha, the Russian stereotypes in my head. I picture them drinking vodka. Oh, it's cold outside. Life is tough. Let's drink vodka. Now, let's move off to Hindi. Let's see how Hindi sounds.
नमस्कार। आज मैं काव्यांजलि शुक्ला अपने सभी दर्शक एवं श्रोतागण मित्रों को आभार प्रकट करते हुए प्रस्तुत करती हूँ श्री शिव मंगल सिंह सुमन द्वारा रचित यह कविता, जिसका शीर्षक है जिस जिस से पथ पर स्नेह मिला उस राही को धन्यवाद। जीवन अस्थिर अनजाने ही हो जाता पथ पर मेल कहीं, सीमित पगडल लंबी मंजिल।
Alright. It makes me want to move my hair a little bit. I really love this language. It's really beautiful, really musical. Again, it's really hard for me to disconnect from the stereotypes that I have for these languages, and a lot of the times that I have heard Hindi is in Bollywood dramas. So in my mind, she was saying something really dramatic, like, "Oh, Shah Rukh Khan, you cannot leave me now. You cannot leave me with that woman. I love you. My love for you is impossible, like 1,000 suns." And then all of a sudden we break in dance, like we're twisting the light bulb and petting the dog. But it is such a beautiful language, so musical. I just want to dance to it, not even thinking about Bollywood. I just want to dance to the sound of somebody speaking Hindi.
अपने सभी दर्शक एवं श्रोतागण मित्रों को आभार प्रकट करते हुए प्रस्तुत करती हूँ।
Now let's listen to how German sounds to a foreigner like me.
Home eigentlich zwei Übersetzungen, so wie ich das verstehe. Und zwar kann man einmal sagen, Home im Sinne von ich bin zu Hause, was eigentlich nur bedeutet, ich bin gerade da, wo ich zurzeit wohne. viele sind gar nicht so sehr damit connected, wo sie gerade wohnen. Und dann gibt es aber auch noch Home im Sinne von, ich gehe nach Hause zu meinen Eltern oder ich gehe in meine Heimat. Das heißt also, Home übersetzt als Heimat ist sehr emotional, ist sehr familiär, hat sehr viel mit Historie zu tun, während Home als Zuhause ist was ganz Praktisches. Ich bin zu Hause.
Alright. What I can say about this language is it's way less harsher than I imagine it to be. I mean, we always have very, very negative and harsh stereotypes for how German sounds like. I think of like the band Rammstein. Yeah. But to me, German sounded very mathematical. Maybe it's because of the guy who was speaking. I think this guy works in Mercedes-Benz, designing like cars and different vehicle parts. He's an engineer, and all he talks are precise terms of physics, math, and engineering. This guy was probably being really sweet and talking about family and sweet things like that instead of engineering, technology, and other things like that. And now, this one dedicated to a lot of my followers. I'm gonna listen to Filipino. Of course, I have heard to Filipino before, but I was looking at it through the lens of comparing it to Spanish and how close it sounded to Spanish. So let's see how it sounds overall. I'm gonna be focusing on how Filipino sounds. Let's check it out.
Sa inyong lahat, ako si Jaime Luis S. Habitan, pero maaari niyo akong tawagin na James. Ako ay 26 na taong gulang na, pero magiging 27 taong gulang na ako sa darating na ika-31 ng Agosto, taong kasalukuyan. Ako ay isang Pilipino na nakatira sa Kalakhang, Maynila. Nagtatrabaho ako bilang isang video editor sa lungsod ng Makati. Tatlo ang alam kong wika. Ang wikang Filipino, ang wikang Ingles, at ang wikang Espanyol na kasalukuyan kong inaaral ngayon sa Instituto Cervantes sa lungsod ng Makati. Good day, my name is Jaime Luis.
Alright. I think the fact that he was gonna speak Spanish and English after this shows a little bit of how I perceive this language. I feel like it was like something really weird, something I have never heard before, like tonga tagarapa tonga tonga terapa tonga, and then English, Spanish, paracatonga tonga tonga tonga, carro paracatonga, Miguel de Cervantes paracatonga katakamponga, James katakatonga katonga katonga. To be 100% honest with you, my exposure to Filipino has been very, very limited. I have barely heard it in my life. I live in a community where there are not a lot of Filipino people, so it sounded like never I have heard before, and it's hard for me to get 100% detail of how it sounded like. It was like very melodic. It wasn't a harsh language. It was like and as I say, it was mixed with the other languages, so to me it felt really pleasant. You Filipinos have a beautiful language besides all the other languages that you have, like Chavacano. God bless the Philippines. You guys are the best. Now we're gonna listen to Bengali. How does Bangla sound to a foreign speaker? Let's check it out.
শুভেচ্ছা সবাইকে, আমি আয়শা আরজুমান। আমি বাংলাদেশ থেকে এসেছি ইউনিভার্সিটি অ্যাট বাফেলোতে উচ্চশিক্ষার জন্য। আমি বায়োমেডিক্যাল ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিংয়ে মাস্টার্স করছি এখানে। আজকে আমি আপনাদের সাথে আমার বিদেশে আসা এবং উচ্চশিক্ষার জন্য এখানে থাকাকালীন যেসব অভিজ্ঞতার সম্মুখীন আমি হয়েছি সেগুলো আমি আপনাদেরকে জানাবো, আপনাদের সাথে শেয়ার করতে চাচ্ছি। প্রথমে যখন আমি এখানে আসি 2012 সালের ডিসেম্বরে, সো এটা ছিল আমার প্রথম আমার পরিবারকে ছেড়ে এত দূরে আসা। সো প্রথমত একদম একা একটা অচেনা দেশে আসা আমার জন্য একটা বড়।
I'm sorry, I felt like I went a little bit longer with the language. I just found it exclusively, incredibly, and amazingly beautiful. That language was like soft rain on a quiet afternoon. It was like a little bit like Hindi, but it had more like a chaka chaka paka naka, like a rhythm to it. It was like more consonants, which a kind of a clapping sound. I don't know, I really like it. It's like Ekto, of course, at the beginning she spoke a lot of English. I know a lot of Indian languages are influenced heavily by English, but once she started picking up the Bengali, oh, it was like I could listen to this all day. Love it. Love Bangla. So far, I don't know. I might be a little bit biased. I really like this language. I don't know. So far, it's my favorite. But shh. And last but not least, we're gonna listen to Mandarin Chinese. Let's check it out.
大家好，我叫陈婉瑜，然后我是生在中国吉林长春，我的母语是中文，但是也可以说是普通话，不过在我的老家，也就是我们应该是东北，中国的东北，我们大家说东北话，东北话，其实。只是我觉得就是口音有一点不一样吧，然后被大家会认为有一些土或者是很搞笑，但是对我来说，它就是。
Okay, I have to say that this one was the one that went up and down the most. It was like, wow, wow. It was like the one that had the most variation within the same language. Mandarin also sounded very musical to me, but it sounded more like a drum set. It was very short bursts of music. It was like pow pash, boom pash, pow pash, pow pow push pow pow. It was very musical with very different tones on it. I really liked it. Again, it's another one that I can dance to.
吉林长春，我的母语是中文，但是也。
So now I want to hear from you guys. How do these 6 languages, Bengali, Hindi, Russian, German, Chinese Mandarin, and Filipino, sound to people all over the world? I'm curious. Please comment below how they sound to you. Also, if you enjoy this content, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe for more videos about Spanish language and Hispanic culture.